Coming up this week, assault charges against the owners of a kid's daycare. AbbyPD to be investigated regarding an in-custody death. Yes, those are Black Hawk choppers that are patrolling the border. And in sports, Alex?
Well, while the Pilots and Jets get set for the playoffs, we're going to have a little pity on the hapless Aldergrove Kodiaks.
Those poor guys. And Cari, will the long weekend actually bring warmer temperatures?
Well, Don, for this long weekend coming up and Valentine's weekend, there's going to be more than love in the air as we are going to have a lot of precipitation.
All that is coming up this week. In October of 24, Abbotsford Police Major Crime Unit initiated an investigation into reports of kids being assaulted by the owner-operator of a daycare in East Abbotsford. The alleged incidents dating back to 2022 involved kids between the ages of 2 and 6. Now, on February the 4th, Major Crimes arrested 60-year-old Indu Takar. She was charged with 6 counts of assault and has been released from custody under several court-ordered conditions that includes not going to any daycare centers and having no contact with anyone under the age of 16. AbbyPD major crime detectives are now asking you to contact Abbey Police if you have any information that might be related to this investigation. Abbotsford Police informing the Investigations Office of BC about an in-custody death that happened at the Junction Mall complex in Mission. Back on February the 9th, Abbey Police observed a suspicious vehicle. Officers followed the vehicle into Mission, where it was eventually stopped at Junction Mall. A traffic stop conducted, leading to an interaction with the vehicle's occupants. Now, during that, one of the occupants, a man, was arrested and placed in a police vehicle. Now, shortly after that, the man went into medical distress and later died. IIO is now investigating to see if proper procedure was conducted by Abbotsford Police. Black Press reporting that a man who is the subject of a civil forfeiture lawsuit launched last year has now been charged with 21 drug-related offenses in Abbotsford. Now, according to court records, Gu Rao Quang, also known as Sean Kang, has been charged with 16 counts of drug trafficking and 5 counts of possession for the purpose of trafficking. The property in question is on Sparrow Drive. He has been released from custody pending his next court date. Over the past week, RCMP Black Hawk helicopters began patrolling the British Columbia-U.S. border. While BC already has the largest air service fleet in the RCMP, both helicopter and fixed-wing aircraft strategically positioned across the province are supporting operations, including border security. Now, from their media release, quote, "The Black Hawks will be patrolling our borders with the states of Washington, Idaho, and Montana to detect, deter, and disrupt illegal border activity, specifically targeting anybody involved in human smuggling, trafficking drugs or other contraband, and those who are crossing illegally in and out of Canada." Abbotsford Hospice and Grief Support Society is again offering scholarships to young adults in the community who are pursuing a higher education. Now, select scholarships are available to students who are or will be studying for an undergraduate degree, a diploma, or a certificate at a Canadian university or a college. Now, details are available through their social media. A pilot had to set down his ultralight aircraft into Stave Lake. This was on January 29th. He was able to do so safely without any injury. So he advised everyone that his Beaver RX 550 may have to stay in the lake for the time being until recovery could be organized. And of course, they're dealing with ice. No further details or on the cause of the incident were available. Mission RCMP and Transport Canada have not released any more information on this. Consumer Protection BC wants to hear from anybody who signed a contract with a Lower Mainland window covering company after the regulator received a complaint. The business operates under the name of Dan Carbonneau Blinds by Design. Consumer Protection BC is the provincial regulator responsible for the administration of consumer protection laws in our province. The regulator is inspecting Blinds by Design. They filed an order to freeze the property with Land Title and Survey Authority of BC against its sole proprietor. Now, if you know of anyone who did business with this company and you have some issues, please contact Consumer Protection. There have been complaints from the Lower Mainland, and what is now happening is that Consumer Protection wants to know if anyone in the Fraser Valley has been targeted. Coming up, it's the Pilots and the Jets flying high. but not the Aldergrove Kodiaks. Alex will have more in sports.
Hello, Abbotsford. Let's talk some sports. Starting with the Black Press reporting that Columbia Bible College will no longer be hosting the 2025 Pac West men's and women's basketball provincial tournaments. The tournament is now moving to Douglas College. This news comes a few days after the Pac West announced that they had concluded a 3-month investigation into an alleged incident between the head coach of the CBC Bearcats and a trans student athlete on the VIU Mariners. CBC has stated that they were unhappy with the results of the investigation. And over to hockey. It's Freeway Series for the first time. The Abbotsford Pilots and Chilliwack Jets meet in the first round of the Pacific Junior Hockey League playoffs. It also marks the first time the Pilots have qualified for the postseason since the 2018-2019 season. It'll be a tall task for the Pilots as they take on a Jets team that finished second overall in the PJHL with a 39-9 record. Abbotsford finished third in the PJHL's Harold Britton Conference and compiled a record of 22-23-3. And let's have some pity for the PJHL Aldergrove Kodiaks. For the first time in league history, a team has gone winless through the 48-game regular season schedule. They were 0-48. This was the same team that has won league titles in 2010, 2014, and 2017. Now over to the Cascades, where the volleyball Battle of the Valley happened last weekend. The women's team, Talia Atea, had a match-high 17 kills as the number 5 ranked UFE took down the Trinity Western University Spartans in a 3-set sweep on Friday. They close out the week with 2 wins over their local rivals. The win moves the Cascades to 16-2 on the season at the top of the Canada West standings, while the Spartans fall to 6-12 to sit in 9th. And with the men, the UFE Cascades were unable to replicate their heroics from Thursday as they dropped a 4-set decision to the U Sports number 8 ranked Trinity Western Spartans last Friday. With the result, the Cascades moved to 7-11 while the Spartans improved to 11-7. The Cascades head on the road next Friday and Saturday for a pair of matches with the UBC Thunderbird to close out the season. Both games can be seen live on Canada West TV. Now that's your AbbyTV Sports. I'll see you at the game. Coming up, Cari with the weather.
AbbyTV long weekend weather. So, Cari, does the Family Day long weekend mean warm temperatures?
Thanks, Don. We are seeing the end of the sunshine as the clouds are going to start to roll in on Friday, and there's a slight chance of flurries. Things will be warming up on Saturday, and the flurries are going to change to rain. There's going to be precipitation in the foreseeable future, which means rain all next week, with temperatures being, in the 8s, high 8s to down to around 3 or 4 at night, which is okay. I'm looking forward to it not being winter, so this is great. Here's a fun fact for you. 58 million pounds of chocolates are purchased the week of Valentine's, which is this week, every year. I personally enjoy chocolate-covered cherries, but I don't wait for this week just to purchase them. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Back to you, Don.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great Valentine's Day and a long weekend. I'm Don Lehn. Yes, those are Black Hawk choppers. Little frigging
About it.
Put it to
Not
dot.
pretty much, no matter.
And back to ones.